You're a psychologist. Do you know what I'm thinking?
No.
No.
No, I can't tell what you're thinking. Well, I can make a good guess, just like anybody else could.
Yeah, I've probably been asked that 100 times, maybe.
This has to be the most annoying question that everyone asks you if you are at a party and you mention the word psychology.
I must get asked that all the time, especially by taxi drivers. You get that kind of thing.
To a certain extent, it's a silly question, of course, and most people know that there's no way we can know what another person's thinking, even if we are a psychologist.
Indeed, people are can be quite uncomfortable with the idea that you can read their mind, and it makes me think I shouldn't mention the word psychology when I meet people, and yeah, whether saying cognitive neuroscience is any better is an open question.
If I see somebody standing there just stationary, hidden behind the camera, there's no way I can know anything about what they're thinking. But I guess that psychologists and people who are trained in observing people will pay more attention to subtle hints that other people wouldn't necessarily notice. So I might notice that you're frowning right now, and I know that this kind of frown is often related to effort, especially when you're not clear that you're going to reach your goal, and I think, he's trying to understand what I'm saying.
The therapy that we use and develop here, called Method of Levels, is all about how the therapist cannot know what the other person is thinking. All they can do is comment on things they notice, you know, like your voice might have got louder, or you might have paused, or you might have pulled an expression then, and then you just put it back to the person who's showed that, and then they tell you what the thought is.
But many psychologists like myself aren't interested in what people are thinking in that way. We're not trying to analyse anyone. What we're interested in is how the brain works.
I would guess it's probably impossible to know exactly what someone's thinking. It's a question of, you know, how accurate can you be?
You might be able to take an educated guess, but we usually deal with averages across people rather than being able to take an individual. So we know that if you're right-handed and we give you two things to choose from, you will probably prefer the thing that you touch or interact with your right hand. That's the sort of thing that probably, if you're a magician, you make use of quite a lot. So you can make quite good guesses, but that's certainly very different to being able to read someone's mind.
I do really enjoy the TV programme called Lie to Me, which is an American TV series. In that, it's all about a psychologist who reads the signs and say, well, why are you feeling guilty? Or why are you thinking that I'm scrutinising you, or whatever? And I love that. I love the fact that in this fictional story, they're using that. And I think probably if you try to do that, if you trained yourself up, you might be right some of the time.
But I did choose psychology as an area to go into all those years ago as a youngster. And so I think probably there is a little bit of bias in our own self-selection as individuals who are interested in people.
I guess psychologists are more interested in or maybe more interested to know what people's thoughts or motivations are.
So although it's a bit of a funny question always to be asked, there is some sense in it, in the sense that psychologists, more than other people, are interested in people and in what people are thinking and why they do certain things. So I can't tell you what you're thinking any more than the next person. But it's not such a silly question to ask of a psychologist.